Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Gamble, and this is Things You Thought the Bible Said, but it doesn't. Today's topic is one of particular importance, and it is surprising how many people have gotten this wrong. It primarily exists as an error within Pentecostal, charismatic churches, and especially amongst those who hold to the word of faith heresy, like the majority of preachers and Bible teachers on TVs nowadays. But the phrase is, there is power of life and death in your tongue. Now this one's tricky because the phrase is in the Bible, but it is erroneously applied to your ability as a Christian to speak things into existence, be they good or bad. Opponents have coined mocking variations of this, like name it, claim it, or blab it, grab it. And I know people that are so wrapped up in this that they will not even ever admit that they are sick when they obviously are. I remember many times growing up having heard this and even declaring it in my own preaching as well, to speak those things that are not as though they were. They would say, and I would say in my youth, if your husband's a scoundrel, instead of calling him that, call him a man of God by faith and he will become one. The problem is when you look this up in the Bible, speaking things that are not as though they were is a power that only belongs to God. It's written in the book of Romans, chapter 4:17, I have made you the father of many nations in the presence of God in whom he believed, who gives life to the dead and calls into existence the things that do not exist. Romans 4:17 clearly says that it is God that speaks things into existence. But that doesn't even bother the Word of Faith people because they actually believe that you are, in fact, a little God. Now, that's a whole nother subject altogether. But in Proverbs 18:21, what you need to know is it's not talking about some supernatural power that you have in your words. Proverbs is a book of practical wisdom. I personally like John Gill's breakdown here of what the life and death really is in the text that it's talking about. This is in John Gill's commentary. He says this, of witnesses according to the testimony they bear, of judges according to the sentence they pass, of teachers according to the doctrine they preach, of all men who by their well or ill speaking bring death or life to themselves and others, some by their tongues, by the too free use of them, or falsehood they utter, are the cause of death to themselves and others, and some by their silence, or by their prudent speech and prevalent intercession secure or obtain for themselves and others. Yea, judgment at the last day will proceed according to a man's words. By thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Matthew 12:37. The tongue is the instrument of either a great deal of good or a great deal of evil. That was John Gill's explanation of what the power of life and death is referring to. So there you have it. But don't take my word for it. Look it up in the Bible for yourself. We'll see you next time.